All right, so last time in the video, we basically finished up making the Mega Millions app screen section right here. Now today, before we jump into making the New York Lotto section, we're just going to be doing some cleanup where basically we're going to fix this issue where you see like basically the balls are kind of more left aligned. We're going to make it more centered, and we're going to introduce some more reusable components. If you don't know what that is, as we jump into it, it will make more sense. So first, let's just fix this alignment thing because it's been annoying me, so it might probably annoy you too. All right, so let's maximize Xcode again. And we have to go to the Mega Millions view, and then we go to the Mega Millions row view, because it's really the Mega Millions row view that we're seeing, remember? Now, this is the V stack. So let me minimize this. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, so this is pretty much our V stack, and that's everything that we see inside each row right here, right? And you see, this is where it's left aligned. One quick way to fix this is basically just go to your V stack, right? And let me zoom in some more on this side so you can see better. So once you're in your V stack, right? And if you want to make sure you're at the right curly brace, just do Command Option left click, and you will just like kind of close it or fold it, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll maximize it so you can see even more better. And I'll just type in dot frame, and then you're going to do something like max width, and you also want alignment. That's why I'm writing kind of weird because I'm like specifying the parameters that I want. So you see how max width, max here is highlighted, and then alignment, all right here is alignment for like alignment. I'll just hit enter. And then where we have max width, I'm just going to type in dot infinity. And then go over to alignment. The way how I got it right over there was just I just press tab and then do dot center. And now if we run our app again, minimize it, we go over to Mega Millions, you'll see that now the rows, everything is more centered. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So good. The next thing that we want to do, right? If we stop this for a second and then maximize this, and then we go inside Mega Millions row view, you see that to show the balls is pretty much this logic here. And if you're not sure how we got to this, you can just check the previous videos. But pretty much it's this H stack here. And we use the same setup for H stacks inside our Powerball row view. So if you go to our Powerball row view, you see it's the same thing. And then when we do New York Lotto, we're going to end up having to recopy this logic again. We don't want to do that, and SwiftUI makes it really easy to avoid doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make like a reusable view. Basically a view where we can just use for both screens and just specify certain things like show this data different or show this color instead. So the first thing we're going to do, since we're going to use this for both screens, let's create like a shared folder. So let's just close up some of this. All right, close Mega Millions. We're going to give it its own separate folder. So like right out here, I'm just going to hit that, right click or double tap, new folder, and I'm going to call this shared views. Right, and then inside of it, I'm going to start by saying Command N, so I can start get this create a new file template. Make sure you're on iOS and then SwiftUI view, then hit next. But this, just call it horizontal balls view. Right? And then for this view, basically the first thing we're going to do is, remember, we want to use pretty much the same logic, but we want to use it for two different screens. So a quick way to do this is say go over to Powerball and go over to Powerball row view. And then this is the logic right here. So I'll copy this so like you see exactly what it is. And for now, I will, just so I can remember where it is, I'll only copy. So I'll just do Command C. And then I'll run back over to where we have horizontal balls view. And I'll replace the text that we have here. And I'll just do Command V. And now we expect to get some errors here because one, it doesn't know what Powerball winning number is, what numbers array is. And that's pretty much what it needs to know. But the main thing to remember is that like numbers array is just an array of strings. Remember, if we go back here and we look at if we go back inside Powerball row view, numbers array, we jump to the type, is just an array of strings. So This view will work as long as you pass it some array of strings. So instead of doing this right here, right, we could do something like, but make it that the view accepts something called numbers, or just call it winning numbers. And then make it that this is an array of strings, just like that. And then instead of saying all this right here, I'll just copy this. Come on, see? I'll go replace just this part where it's saying that. And then the other section here where we're using it, where Powerball winning numbers array, replace that with just winning numbers, right? Now, the preview is going to ask you to update this. You can do this if you want. I am going to do this just so you can follow along and see exactly what's happening, right? And let's just say we have something like 0, 1. And then we had something like 2, 2. Then another number was like, imagine I picked this and then this actually won in the lottery, yo. Crazy. If you do, you have to give me some of that money. Alright. Come on again. Okay, so 3 that, 5 that. One more. Alright, cool. So now, what we could do to test this out, yo, is just, yo, look how it looks in our preview. So let's hit canvas here, then hit preview, refresh the preview. And second, I know we'll see that, well, basically the numbers we passed in, right, are going to be showing up right here fine in our preview. I'll zoom in more for the people that are blind like me. So like this, cool. So now, instead of us going to, so let's jump back to Powerball row view. Instead of writing this, all of this now, all we have to do is just change, we can get rid of all of this, and then just type in horizontal balls view. And then, remember, it wants a array of strings, and we have an array of strings, right? So just put it back what we were giving it before, that numbers array. And now if we run this, remember, we've only changed this in Powerball row view. Let's run this. Haven't changed this yet in Mega Millions. We still get the same view that we were expecting. So this is looking good. So now we know we should be able to use the same thing in Mega Millions. So let's test it out. So let's maximize. And then we'll go over to Mega Millions view. And then go to Mega Millions row view. Right? And then this is what we had for Mega Millions row view. Let's get rid of this and use our horizontal balls view. And then let's give it the winning numbers array that we even have over here too. So that would be Mega Million winning number, that numbers array. And if we run this, it is gonna show the ball, but you're gonna see that there's a problem. So remember, this is Powerball. If we go over to Mega Millions, you also see the Mega Millions numbers, but it's now yellow. So now the user, I guess they could tell which screen it is based on here. But if it was if the balls were back to being a different color, that would be like a quicker ID. So you want the user experience just be quick and easy. They over here, they know it's Mega Millions. They over here, they know it's Powerball. So let's see if we can get back Mega Millions to be that blue colored ball using our reusable view. So let's maximize Xcode again. I will jump inside horizontal balls view. You can just command click and do it like this. And then let's minimize this. If we look at our view, you'll see that the reason why it's yellow is because of this property right here, which is just a color. And if you're not sure what type it is, just option click on it. And you'll see that, well, yellow is just a color. So what if we made it that like, yo, the users actually also pass in the color they want the horizontal balls to be. So we could do something like add, well, additional parameter, right? So if we go here and then we'll select color, our ball color, so that, you know, it's easier for us to follow. Or if maybe a new engineer comes on and they're not sure what color is referring to, they might have a better idea. I will say ball color here, right? And let's just come on, see this and replace this with what we have here as that yellow. So basically now, whatever color the user put, whatever color that you put in, that's the color the balls will be. So if you scroll on here, you'll see that preview is complaining too. You can just hit the fix and then just add in a parameter first. And for preview fun, I'll make this red. And then if we run this in the preview, we'll see the balls, but now they should be of the color red. Now, you might not see it right now only because we made this change, making it that horizontal balls view requires this ball parameter, ball color parameter. You basically just have to go back to the views that we're calling it and just update it. So first, let's go to Mega Millions row view. And then let's fix this. Remember, Mega Millions, we want to make this one blue. Let's just make that blue. And then for Powerball row view, we want to make that yellow. So add that parameter and then just do that yellow. And satisfy that. And now if we actually go back to horizontal balls row view, we should now be able to see those red balls. And now we see the red balls that we were talking about. So if we run this now, instead of just relying on the preview, we'll see that the Powerball screen does have the yellow balls. And if we go over to Mega Millions, we'll see that it also does have the mega balls too. So this is looking pretty good. So that's nice. So again, the two things we fixed the alignment, right? What was happening here. We made them much more better, easily aligned. And we also made sure that we added a new reusable view instead of repeating code for each screen. The next when we do NY Lotto, we'll just be able to use horizontal balls view and then specify the parameters we want and should be able to go a bit more smoother. So another thing, one little quick update that I feel like we could make too. You see the date right here? I feel like the date is just too thin. Like if you're looking for your drawings, you want to know like the date, like which one you want to check. You're checking the ticket. So let's make the date a bit more thicker, like increase the boldness. So let's maximize this again, and we're gonna go to Mega Millions row view, whichever one you want to go to first. And then we're gonna add a modifier here, and we're just gonna make font weight. And we're gonna make this actually be semi-bold. And let's do it too for Command C. Let's do it too for Powerball row view. So jump over here. And actually Powerball row view actually does have this already. So that's good. It actually does have a title too. Let's add the same title over on our Mega Millions. Mega Millions row view. And I believe Powerball was bold too. So let's have that match. And like, let's run this again. Bold over here. We go over to Mega Millions. The numbers are also, the dates are also bold. So this is looking really good right now. So this is nice. All right, so we have both on. Now we have our first reusable view that we're going to use in NY Lotto. So now the next thing that we're going to do in the next video, as you see inside our services, if we go to services, we are starting to basically, every time we add a new endpoint, we have to like pretty much add like a constant, a private constant, a variable here for the endpoint. So what we're going to do instead, and what's the better way to do this if you have multiple endpoints, especially since we're about to add NY Lotto endpoint, better if we use something called an enum in Swift. So in the next video, we'll add in swapping out some of these APIs to just using an enum. And then after that, then we'll actually jump to finally creating our NY Lotto art section in the app. So get ready for it. And again, remember the motto, anyone can learn anything with time, practice, and failures. All right, I'm out.